is in the light that glorifies my soul and eyes. The rain stops into the night. I walk in shadows of the moonlight. When the time is right and the stars shine bright, I'll kiss my lady through the night. Oh, my lady, do you hear all those whispers in your ear? I walk in shadows of the moonlight. Starstruck and stuck in time, it always seems to seem alright. My thoughts inside, I miss it day and night. There's only one reason to stay up all night. Shadows of night. I'm slipping away, it's almost time. Take my hand, my lady, please don't cry. Hold me forever until I die. Don't be lonely, I'm by your side. I walk in the shadows of
Good evening, my crime family. How are you beautiful people doing tonight? And we got a special one tonight, don't we? Yes, we do. Yes, I've been pumped up for this night for quite a while. Yeah, but first I got to say hi to my crime family. Yes, I do. Let's go over there. Joe and Marie, good to see you. Donna, good to see you. Rach, my girl, good to see you. Moonflower Liza, my girl, good to see you. Angela, good to see you. Jackie, good to see you. Love Tina, my girl, good to see you. Interior Family Studios, good to see you. Down the rabbit hole to hell, good to see you. Debbie Gazzardo, always good to see you. Hoping for answers, good to see you. Mr. Centennial, good to see you. Sherry Irvin, good to see you. Colder Covered, good to see you. Sue Ann, good to see you. Randy, my brother, good to see you. Cindy, good to see you. Okay, there's a lot of them here. Thomas, my brother, good to see you. I don't know if I'm going to get to all of you because that's a lot. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to have one real good night here, and we're going to discuss a theory that my friend here came up with, and I think it's pretty mind-blowing, and I want to introduce her right now, Miss 1111TRUCRIME. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Hello.
Yeah. You are live and rocking.
Well, rock on, everybody. How is everybody doing?
Right. Yeah. I think there's a lot of your people in here too, I think.
I think it's a great mix. I think everybody's going to get along fantastic.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of love in the room. I love you guys. I love ya. Hey, Randy Fur. Hello, Jennifer Swain. Hello, my beautifuls.
Yeah. Yep.
So, Tommy, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good. And yourself, girl?
I'm doing fantastic. I really am. I'm enjoying things. I started something new on the channel. We're going to try it
Really?
out. Yeah, I always
Okay.
say, it's good to be versatile, right? I've never done
Right.
call-ins. And
Right.
I was like, well, maybe I'll try some call-ins. So we did it for 2 nights.
Okay.
Great success. And it
Yeah.
was some of the funnest thing I've done in a long time. So it's a lot of fun. Like, I mean,
Okay.
and I was amazed at like the first night, a lady calls in and she happens to be Tika Lewis's mother, which means that the 2.5-year-old that went missing from the bowling alley over 20 years ago in 1999, Tika Lewis, her mother
Wow.
called in. So, I mean, it's just amazing. It really is. And so that's one
It's
thing
crazy.
that's new about the channel.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I see Harsh was going to do that too. Maybe he got the idea from you.
Or maybe
Harsh.
I got it from watching like all the comments that go by, and then I always like to tune in to Dolly Vision if I'm falling asleep, or I'll jump into T Revs and listen to that. And I was wondering what my 1111 family had to say, and I was like,
Right.
that would be great to give them a voice, and
Right.
that has been a lot of fun.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about doing it before, but then it's just never. I haven't got a phone for it. What do you do? You have to get a burner phone, I would think, or something,
Well,
right?
I'm old school, and if I can get away with doing something really easy, that's how I do it. So I have an
Right.
older phone that does not have phone service on it.
Right.
I use that for the monitor of the chat itself. And then I with the snooper chats I bought a dedicated line and its own phone for the business. And so it is in airplane
Right.
mode. It stays in airplane mode unless I am on like taking calls.
Right. Right. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
It works
Yeah.
out great.
I bet that is fun. I'd love to do that with my crime family, and just to hear what they have to say on stuff.
Well,
I mean,
you hope that's who you're going to hear from, but you do have that worry. Like, am I going to get the KILLER calling me in and messing with me?
right,
So you're a little leery. You're like, hello, but it's called. I named it. I'll share the name. It's called "Be My Guest: True Crime Chat Time."
okay, all right,
So,
and that's on your channel. Do you have a specific time that you do that, or is it sporadic? Just when you feel like it, or is there like certain times?
well, it's going to be a test process. So for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be play. We're going to do it at different times, and it's basically going to
Right,
go by the algorithm. Wherever we get the biggest, amount of people to give them the
right,
chance, that's where it's going to land, and that's where it'll stick. My goal is to do it for sure one time a week. I'm testing it to see if like 3 times a week would work, but it's all brand new. We're always as people trying to expand ourselves and give other people the chance to express themselves. And
right.
as creators, I feel we inspire others. And so I think this is a good avenue to give them that voice.
Yeah, that's a really good idea, actually. Yeah, it is. Yeah, what typing is one thing, but being on the phone is a whole different thing. That's almost like being on panel. You know what I mean?
It is. It is being
Right.
on panel.
It
And
is. Right.
so you've been working on the Idaho 4, and so I'm going to flip the tables with you, Tommy. Give me an
Okay.
idea of what your
Mm.
theory is.
Oh boy. Well, there's a couple different ones. You've changed my mind actually, because your theory is pretty good, and but I believe that I think it was all planned and orchestrated myself. I think it had been building up since Rush of 2021.
Hmm.
And but I think that Ethan and Zana were taken out at Illinois. And then
Okay.
I think, but I think it's the same people involved. And when you see them people running across, um, that was after Maddie, and I think that happened like about the time that phone shut off.
Okay, check this out. Did you guys hear today about Harsh Reality was reading the letter that I think was written to like a YouTube lawyer? Anyway, Andrew, I can't remember his name.
Oh, Andrew Myers, yeah, he
Yeah,
comes on
really,
here.
yeah, he's really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But so Harsh Reality was sharing that letter, and the only thing that like popped out at me big time out of that letter was that it dropped off the network. Okay, so he said in the letter from Steve G, he
Right.
made the
Yeah, I seen
statement
that.
that at 2:52 after that call, that Kaylee's phone dropped
Phone
off the network.
network, right? And what kind of kids don't do that? You know what I mean? They might be going to bed, but they're going to leave that phone on. You know what I mean? They're not
It's
going to shut
really
it off.
weird because if you think about what Kaylee's text message was, it was basically a leveraging point from Kaylee. So the message was in regards to the dog, and she basically said, and this came from the parents, come
Right.
over, come over tonight, or I'm taking the dog and I'm leaving. Or come over, or I'm taking the dog and leaving tonight.
Right. Right.
I mean, and then the
That's
phone drops off network. So what
something
blocked
was
the
going.
phone?
Something was going on. Right. Right.
That's
Yeah.
really weird. That's really weird to me.
And then there's, you know, I don't know about if you've heard of those. What are they called? Uh, where they can mess with the towers and the networks. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is it called Jet something or?
I don't know. I'm not.
Uh,
I'm not. I'm not a cell tower person.
okay, crime family. What is that thing called that they? I had it on a show, um, and it's a electronic thing that messes with phones and messes with internet.
Okay,
It could
Tommy,
cut people right off. Do you know what I'm talking about?
listen to this idea. So let's say
Uh-huh.
they have that twizzle stick thing you're talking about. I just saw a twizzle stick.
Stingray.
Okay,
Stingray.
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 All right.
Yep,
Okay.
Stingray. That's it.
So they have the Stingray. All right. Let's say
Mhm.
that. Let's say that's true. That would explain why nobody called 911
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
because they're guaranteed off network.
Yep. Unless they have a landline. That'd be the only way.
Well, and we're
But
talking college kids.
right, everybody's got cell phones. I mean,
How many
even people.
how many college kids do you know that have a landline in their room?
Right, right. Yeah,
Even if it's in the
even,
house, even if it's that rare kid
right,
that's like, I want my
even,
landline. I doubt it's in the bedroom.
even people my age. I mean, we all have cell phones. We don't, you know.
Hmm.
My mom was 83 and she had a cell phone.
Right, right.
So yeah, that is interesting to think about that. It's always good to keep the brain going, you know. And this case has done that more than any case that I've known. Uh, it's just been one thing after another, but that does kind of make sense. I our theories match a lot, except for just the Linda Lane thing. I really do
Hmm.
think something went down there, and I think it happened actually between 2 and 2:30, and this matches up too from what we hear and what we see. Something went down. We figured that Zana and Ethan went down between 2:20 and 2:30, and then they probably went over to the house, um, after that, and that would match around the 2:52 time or whatever. And
Mhm.
then you figured out the 19 minutes. I mean, you figured that
Well,
stuff.
I
That
got that
blows
from a
me away,
poster.
girl.
I didn't figure that out. I got that, like I told y'all
Right,
in the video, from a poster, was like, do the math. And I did it, and I was like, oh my golly.
right, right, right. And we're gonna look at a couple of your vids today because some people might not have seen your vids, and I think
Well, and
they're
I think that the theory, I've kind of figured something else out that's not in some of those videos. So if you want me
okay.
to kind of share with you like a
Yeah,
overall theory of it, I can do that.
yeah, right. Yeah, you sure may.
All right. So in this theory, it's like throwing
Mhm.
spaghetti and seeing what sticks, because it is dependent. Any theory has to fit into what we think we know for evidence, for timeline, and so forth. In the Idaho 4 case, the timeline that the law enforcement gave initially fits much more closely with what seems to be relevant in the case to me. And so when I look at this, there was a lot of talk about Ethan repeating his freshman year. Now, others can say, well, that doesn't make him a freshman again. Actually, if his grade point average isn't high enough,
It
repeating
does.
it does. He stays a
Right.
freshman. But
Yep.
regardless, what is a fact is that Ethan was in college in 2021, the year before he was attacked and taken out. Now,
Right. Yep.
he would have been Sigma Chi, and he would have been rushing because it would have been his first year as a fresher,
Yep.
and he would have rushed as Sigma Chi. We also know that Lindo Hudson also was a Sigma
Was
Chi.
Sigma High. Yep.
So that would put Ethan and Hudson Lindo together in the same frat as brothers, rushing together in the fall of 2021.
One. Yep.
Now, think about this, you guys. I don't know how much people know about Rush, but it's called the
It's
Week of
awful.
Hell. It's Hell
Yep.
Week, literally called Hell Week. Okay, there are kids that don't make it. I'm not kidding. And
Yep.
something took place later at the end of that first year for Ethan and for Lyndon. Um, Lindo Hudson was found in a little bit of water by a little like bridge. And when I say bridge, I don't know how you call it that. It's very tiny. And he was considered to be a drowned
It was
victim.
more of a brook than anything, right? I mean, it was just
Amen.
like
Yeah,
really shallow, right?
really shallow. Yeah.
Right.
And so a lot of people have been very suspicious about that. And then we have another death of another gentleman that is a frat member at that time, and he was also a newspaper reporter for the school. And we have Hannah Clear, her death is very up in the air, and there was so it all boiled down to, I began to wonder if there was a connection between Ethan knowing something that maybe nobody else knows, but the people that were involved that may have, let's just say, assisted Lyndon Hudson.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Right.
Lindo, I keep saying Lyndon, it's Lindo. Okay. As whatever this is building up to, it comes to a boiling point at Sigma Chi on the night of 11/12. Not the 13th, but the 12th. So Ethan and Maisie and Hunter, the triplets, all go to Betty's ball for Maisie. So the twin brothers or triplet brothers go with her. They come back, and then Bethany, and this is where I think Bethany has the exculpatory evidence that the defense wants, because she was at Sigma Chi. She was also at Sigma Chi with Ethan and Xana, allegedly till 1:45 a.m.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
So I believe that because Xana, her mother, Kara, Northington reported that after speaking to Xana's father, that he had told Kara that a fight had went down and it was so bad that family members were asking, do you want us to come there? Well, they had been at Sigma Chi. And so this fight sounds like it was with Sigma Chi brothers. All right. Now, keep in mind, we have people that are tutoring and doing other things, and Ethan was being tutored. All right.
Yep. Bye.
I'm just gonna say David.
Yep.
All right. So
Blueberry people. My crime family knows him as Blueberry.
okay. All right. Blueberry. And Blueberry is tutoring, and I think there gets whatever the reason, if it's grade point, whatever the reason, or if it's something much more nefarious, which I believe is that there was knowledge about the truth of what happened to Lindo Hudson. And I believe that there got to be like risk involved in that knowledge. I believe that while we have simultaneously, the girls are leaving, Kaylee and Maddie are leaving the corner bar, they are getting an escort. Why? We're in Moscow. Nothing ever.
And Kaylee's on her phone just like constantly.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And we have an escort in a town that very low crime according to everything that they're trying to tell us. Like they had a bicycle sold once in 7 years kind of stuff. And so it just seems weird, and they're having somebody walk them right to where the grub truck is. They're getting their own private driver. They're behaving as though they're really watching out for themselves. Then you go over to Xana and Ethan at the same time, leaving Sigma Chi, and allegedly they're also asking for an escort or receiving an escort. I don't know if it's Hunter the triplet or Hunter Johnson. However, it's alleged that Hunter walked Ethan and Xana home. Why?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Why? If he's going to have to walk back by himself, is he not more in danger?
See, and this is where I think that Linda Lane comes in. I think they went to Linda Lane from there, and being escorted. And I think Pete was one of them.
Okay.
If you know who Pete is, because you can hear them singing back there, Pete and somebody at about 1:16, and I think that fight started at 1:9. There was what I'm trying to say is I think there was another fight, a carryover from Sigma Chi to Linda Lane, involving Mr. Loach and Ethan, and I think that Ethan and Xana were taken. This is where this is like the only place that we're different in theories,
right?
Otherwise, I agree with everything that you're saying, and I mean everything.
With us, I believe that everybody should believe the way that they feel, right?
Yep.
And I have great respect for that. And a lot of people believe, what you are explaining to us. I just personally, my gut tells me a little different. So my theory is quite a bit different.
Yep. Yeah. The thing is that we come up with the same ending, and
but I think the dog played a bigger part than people really know. I think what happened. Maybe they took the dogs for a walk to toilet the dog before they went upstairs, and I am thinking that they were calling Jack D while they were toileting Murphy because they were hearing stuff going on, which might be what you're talking about. And I think that they were trying to get him to come over because
that's a good one. I never even thought of that. They heard stuff while they were outside. That's a good one. Yeah.
Well, and it's like we know that they toileted the dog because Olivia, the sister, states that. So somehow the sister knows that Murphy got toileted. The girls are already sticking together all night. They're getting an escort. They're getting a private driver. There's no way one girl walked out that house alone. So I believe the girls stuck together, in my theory, and walked the dog. And during that time, I believe shit broke down somehow, some way. And I think the girls were trying to get a hold of Jack D. I think they got in the house and they were like, okay, we're going to have Murphy on the upstairs sliding door. Let's put him in here. He'll be a sound alert. He is our signal, which we do have barking dog noted in the PCA.
Right.
And you,
Yep.
all right. We also have, allegedly, if you can believe anything in the PCA, we have a witness stating that they heard the dog bouncing around up there, thought somebody was playing with Murphy. I think that these were the two people that are entering the home that the dog knows. I think the dog is barking friendly, but alerting just because it's a normal dog. My dogs love people.
Jumping around on them.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Right.
Yep. And they basically already know they're going in through the door. They already know the dog's going to be there. They've got a hot dog with some really good Benadryl in it. And they're like, here you go, boy. And then they go out. Now, I believe at the same time these two individuals are going in through that slider glass door on the third floor, and I think they just shimmied right up there. I believe there's two others that are actually entering in Xana and Ethan's bedroom window, because Chief Fry, I heard it with my own ears, acknowledged to the reporters during the presser early on, the victims' bedroom doors were locked and they were shut and locked. And I can't get over that. And we also know they're not going to focus on one latent shoe print if there's blood all over in that house. So for me, there isn't any blood inside that house other than the two bedrooms. And we do see that there's some red substance on the outside of Xana's bedroom window right there on that roof. We see a ladder sitting there. And for me, I believe that that's where somebody came in through the window. And now it makes sense if they had a stingray, one of these 4 attackers had a stingray, it would have automatically prevented anybody from dialing 911 in the house. It also would have meant that 2 attackers are going in for each of them to have a victim, which would explain the gouges versus the stabs versus the slice and all this. So we have 4 different attackers. We have 4 different people, and it's a complete takeout. And if you've got that many people, it's going to go quick. They go back out before they leave. I believe they took off their baggy clothes. I believe they had electrical tape wrapped around their glove on their clothes so that there was no, and I believe they had on what I would wear would be my super grippers. I clean fish in them because they're like, you won't let go of anything. It's like a tacky, sticky almost. But I think they peeled this stuff off, rolled it up, knife and all, and threw it in the bag. Now, each of them would each have a bag. So there'd be 2 bags total. There'd be this pair with a bag, this pair with a bag. I also believe tasers are involved. And here's the biggest part that I've added on in the last few weeks, because the series seems to be like working for me here as I compare it to everything I'm starting to understand. And that is that the original knife sheath was not brought into the home. It was already there.
Yeah.
I believe that the girls, I believe Kaylee, being a sleuther, does like me. And a lot of us single girls, if we get spooked, we take a knife to bed with us that's in a sheath. We've seen these girls with knives. They've had watermelons and knives. They've had Halloween and knives. They're not afraid to, and they know what a knife looks like. They're not getting these little pocket knives. These are machetes. These are knives and so forth.
Right.
So that's the only weapon that they would take with them besides their own. They would take that, but they don't need the sheath. They haven't touched it, because if the girls drew the knife out, right? Unfortunately, there's 2 people in the room. One girl with the knife isn't going to last. And if you got a taser, it's over.
Right.
And if we have gouges, I believe that was to take out the taser marks. Because it would leave the taser. The taser stays connected to the skin. You have to peel it off.
Right.
And I believe
it leaves a couple pretty nasty marks. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that was absolutely gouged out so that they couldn't track that. And I believe they rolled their stuff up, got back in that, got that in the backpack.
Right.
Got their booties off, threw it in the backpack, and went out those windows and met downstairs. I believe they had watchers that were already out there, and that could be 2 extra, maybe even 3 extra. It could have been the whole frat for all we know, because everybody had skin in the game. I don't know. And then they booked their butt back over to Sigma Chi, and I believe that's basically that part. The second half is basically the school saying, hey, nobody realizes it right now, that while this is taking place, we have a $6.5 gazillion option on the table to buy a college. Everything's got to go in our favor. We can't have any bad press. We can't have anything bad happen. And so who's on their payroll? Ellie is on their payroll. Face it, it's true. And it basically rolled downhill that it had to be an outsider. I believe that the person that pointed out Kohlberger was actually the private driver. I believe that's the dude that's like, hey, I think I got you a guy. Yeah. I work for the school and my wife works for the cops. And so I want to help you guys out. I'm already helping Steve G. I'm giving him what, he needs to know over here about the grub footage and pointing him in the right direction of cameras. And I mean, I know everything about the kids. I dropped them off that night, so I'm in it. And I think that he gave that information over, and they were like, okay, let's just make sure that he can't prove his whereabouts. And if we can't, well, we've got our passy.
Yeah. And now throw in Ray.
Yeah. Yep.
It's going to get crazy. They're going to try to make it so he can't testify first. Probably they're going to fail at that probably. And then they're going to try to dismantle him on the stand.
Well, if this goes the way I think it's going to go, I think this is going to expose a lot of wrongdoing by a lot of people. So everything claimed in the PC, where'd they get the information if they don't have the cast report?
That and then how did if it's proven that Brian wasn't even near the house and never has been there, how did his DNA get on the night sheet?
Well, I believe that was a Q-tip.
That's yes. I've been saying that for a long time. They use the little Q-tip because it's inside the cap. It's inside. You know what I'm saying? It isn't on the outside. It isn't. You know what I'm saying? It's inside that little snap. How can they get it in?
I feel like Brett Payne pulled out his color book, his crayons, and his swab kit. And I think he did a little swabbing because I think he introduced that and it got picked up. And now they're like, dude, you did that? Because that's on you. We're going to make you lead investigator now. And let's see how your story plays out. So then I was like, where would Brett Payne have gotten Brian Kohlberger's DNA? And then I was thinking, that's a great question. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. We're back at the private driver who lives in Pullman, who allegedly lived in the same apartment building. I don't know if it's true or not, but if he did, I mean, he's the one that went on the news on some newspaper and claimed to live within feet of Brian Kohlberger and the one that gave the tip to turn him in. And I'm like, yeah.
Well, they could have grabbed that, off a door handle. They could have grabbed it anyway. It's just touch DNA.
Yeah, but you can't. You cannot do that. You cannot. If you're going to frame somebody, you cannot get it off a door handle. Anybody could have touched that. You could be like, oh, I don't know how.
Yeah, you'd have to know it's his. Yeah.
Yeah,
You'd have
it's
to.
a driver's license, most likely. The driver's license getting pulled.
Well, right.
He's not a drinker and he's not a smoker. So his ID isn't going to leave his billfold unless he gets carded somewhere for something over 21. And so it's a pretty good hunch that touch DNA is on his driver's license is only handled by cops other than him. Right. He was pulled over more times than I've ever been even looked at by a police officer.
Yeah, he got pulled over quite a few times there. Yeah.
Well, we don't have any pullovers like in history of him. It's all right before the crime and right after the crime. It's all like boom. And it leads me to think that there was some premeditation to who they were going to, pin this on.
Yeah. And what was the date that the PCA came out? That was
well, it wasn't released until the 30th when he was I believe it was the 30th of December when he got brought back from Nebraska, not Nebraska. Where was it? Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah, nobody could see it till he was in the state of Idaho.
So actually, when they pulled him over on the way there, they had both. And if you watch the film, Brian hands it to his dad, then his dad touches it. So they got both Brian's and the dad's DNA right there in one deal.
That could be the proof we needed right there, Tommy. You just got a gold star. Boom! That's why the dad's DNA, because I kept saying, no. Listen to me, y'all. Listen, this is so important. This is extremely important. So I worked with a scientist, a DNA scientist, for about a year and some months, over close to a year and a half, over on the Steve Avery case. He knew about DNA, and that's why I knew it didn't come off no doorknob. Now, here's the problem. Mitochondrial DNA is the strongest DNA for testing there is. It comes from the mother. Right. The father's DNA is damn near worthless because you want to be able to really look at this on a level that it is so, okay, let me put it this way. It's so much more specific. It cannot be denied that it is your kid if you're the mother. If the father, the father's DNA is like, well, there's a 10% chance this kid is yours. Most likely it is.
Or it could be the milkman's.
Right, exactly. But with mitochondrial DNA, the mother's DNA, it's like, there's no denying it. However, they pulled out the father's DNA, and I was like, how come? That's a big red flag. You just shared exactly why. Because they took the DNA off the driver's license, and the dad had touched it like you just said, Tommy. Oh, that's huge.
If you watch, that's what happens. That's what happens.
That is huge, and that is why his dad's DNA is on there. That's why they can't show their work. Yep, boom. You nailed it. You absolutely nailed that, Tommy.
That's an interesting theory you got there, girl. That's why I definitely wanted to have you on here to talk about this, and it's getting better and better as you go along.
Well, when the details start coming up and I'm like, okay, this, and the more that we get a collective narrative and we can step back and look at the bigger picture, we have to think of motive. What is a motive to harm these kids? It's not just because somebody called somebody, oh, you got little you got little eyeballs or whatever you want to call them, little peanuts. No. There's something behind this. And the fact that it dawned on me one day that, oh my gosh, Ethan is repeating his second year as Sigma Chi. That means he rushed on Hell Week with Hudson Lindo.
Right. Yep. Yeah, something that's been a suspicious death to me for, since I heard about it. It's like 3 inches a lot. It didn't even make sense. Even if you're drunk, even if you're like super drunk, it doesn't make sense to me. If somebody held your head down in it.
Well, I just leave it there because I'm not able to dig deep and find out what I believe happened to him, but I don't believe that was just that. I just don't. I don't believe it was just a
Right.
drowning.
Right. Oh, I'm sure there was a lot more involved there. Yeah.
Yep, Hudson rushed with Ethan because Ethan was a freshman 2 years in a row, which means he was a freshman with Sigma Chi in 2021. We know that Hudson,
Yep.
Lindo Hudson was also Sigma Chi in 2021. So they're brothers, they're frat brothers rushing
Brothers,
Hell Week together. You know, that's like your best friend.
right.
That's lifelong friends because you both are going through absolute hell.
Right.
And I
And
think
then,
that's where the animosity came from. That's why Ethan was pulling away
right.
from the Frats and starting to stay over with Santa. I believe that's why
Well,
girls were pulling
they,
out of
they,
sororities.
they probably wanted to haze him again, wanted to rush him again because he was a freshman also. Don't you
Well, I
think?
thought that at first. But I don't think they could pull it off. I think what was going down is that think about the conversation with Maddie. What did you tell Adam? I told Adam everything.
Everything. Right.
hmm I think there was pressure on him. I think they were about to go with it. You know, Maddie is like, I told Adam everything, and Kaylee is now on her phone trying to get something under control and figure out what's going on. Maddie, I'm sorry, Kaylee is a sleuth like us.
Yep.
She's in the
She is.
house with Ethan, who rushed with Hudson. I mean, I don't think
Right.
it's too far of a leap for us to go, oh, maybe they were cracking the case.
Right.
And there might have been more to the story on the Hudson case than we even care to know. I'm
Right.
saying Kaylee was studying traffic.
What do you mean studying?
I can't really do that. I can't explain it to you because I don't want you to get a YouTube issue. Traffic.
Oh, you're talking like S trafficking?
Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she was really concerned about that. She was like, that was one of her passions. And she even made a big deal of it and said it's way worse than people think. And I begun to wonder, had there been like a little pass around?
Right.
And then Hudson's found.
I often wondered about that house owner too. I really do.
I can't talk about him. I literally can't. I'm just going to put it this way. I found out that I was being checked at personally on a very deep level, and that person is in a very high up position, and I have children, so I won't discuss it.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
But red flags come up every time anybody mentions it 1,000 times.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, I've heard that. So if you anybody out there wants to do your own investigating, I think you know what you're talking about. Car ending up at a certain place, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah, that red Mustang. I believe that was a private driver's.
Right.
Joe Puglich, she says Ethan found out about the waterboarding and knew too much, in my opinion. Yeah.
The waterboarding. Oh.
Okay.
Right.
I did hear a lot of locals bring up that the FBI had been in that town already, and then the homicides took place, and they'd asked me, why would they be there before it? And I'm like, I don't know. But I don't know, I never saw it, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I wanna listen to the end. I think it's towards the end of your video.
Okay. I actually have to check. I have to leave in about 10 minutes. Because I have another.
Okay.
I have another appointment. I have to pick up my son from work. So I won't be able to stay all night, but I sure appreciate you allowing me on. It's such an honor. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh no, it's an honor to have you on. Yeah, and the whole family appreciates it big time.
Well, I love you and your channel, and you guys are quite amazing. I mean, just the love in the family it's a refreshing place to visit. I feel at home, and I don't usually do panels. I did it for you guys.
Right. Yeah, and we appreciate it a lot too. Yeah. Anybody that wants to check out those videos, that one is called, the one I was going to go to is OMG, we have known the whole time is
Yep.
one. And the OMG one. Check out those two videos if you really want to check out the beginning of this theory.
Yeah.
She's gone a little bit deeper into it, but that is the beginning of the
And
theory.
I feel like,
That's what blew me. That blew my mind. The OMG is where it started, and I watched
yeah.
that, like just totally blown away. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And it takes all of us, because I certainly haven't come upon this theory on my own. It's been working with all of us as a group, from other creators to things I've read, to our listeners, to our family, and me just kind of keep pulling it together and putting it in like a little puzzle and trying to sort it out to see what shakes out. And the
Right.
more, like, even just tonight, Tommy, with you bringing up that the dad actually took the license from Kohlberger himself. His thumbprint is on there, and he hands it to the police officer. Now I understand. Like, that was a big mystery. I was like, why would the FBI use the dad's? How would they even get the dad? It doesn't make sense. You're in a garbage where Kohlberger's stuff is there. Why take the dad's? No.
Right.
Something's different. And there is issues if you just pull somebody over and they haven't done anything wrong. There's big issues with that legally. So I'm thinking they had to kind of like explain how I got the DNA.
Right. Yeah. It's such a messed up case. But this makes a lot of sense. It does make a lot of sense. Yeah.
Well, you guys make sure and give, all my 1111 family, I want you to flood Tommy with love. Put your DNA on that like button. Make sure, share the video, and subscribe, because Tommy is all love. I'll tell you that. I've watched him many times. I've called into his show, not called in, but got on the panel, and I'm telling you, I wouldn't recommend Tommy if he wasn't a good soul. So you guys hit him up with love.
Thank you very much, girl. And thank you very much for coming on.
And I am just so honored to be able to spend time with somebody that's so authentic and genuine, because that's what I feel comfortable with. And I know my 1111 family likes authentic. And so we appreciate you and your family here. And, once upon a crime time, you guys are our family too. We love you.
Yep. Yeah, I've sent them over there. I've watched you since you started on this, but you were into the other, the what case was it?
All of them.
Yeah, no, but the one where the junkyard and all that.
Stephen Avery. Oh my golly, that's So in 2016,
I'm sure I watched you. I'm sure I watched. Because I was into that case.
I was Rubber Ducky, and there was only a couple channels out there on YouTube. And it was a lot of learning. And my videos are still up. That channel's still up. It's still called Rubber Ducky. It's videos are 6 years old, but you can watch them and they still hold water today to this moment. Now we're 5-6 years later, and they're showing up in a sense of everything I'm saying is being proven by the post conviction lawyer Kathleen Zellner. She's proven it. So it's like, wow, I'm gonna leave that up there for myself. So when I doubt myself and I'm like, why am I doing all this work? I can go watch it and go, oh yeah, I said that long before. I mean, I was in the case before there was a Kathleen Zellner. We tried to get her, like we were begging for that and it was a dream come true. She got the case. Now we've got some movement going on. But that case, it taught me everything I know today when it comes to true crime. It was hard knocks.
Right.
You think we
It
got
was,
trolls now? You have no idea what trolls are. No idea what trolls are. Go back in
I
the
bet.
day. Oh my
Oh,
Lord.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the mods are probably pretty. I got good mods. That's one thing I gotta say.
We
We
are
don't get a
very
lot.
we're very blessed, aren't we, Tommy?
Yes, we are. We're very best people. Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And I know my mods do a heck of a job out there. I gotta give a shout out to them because Randy.
Randy Burr. Rage. Hello, everybody.
I got him playing the drums on a song too. I
Oh, I
actually did.
love your music. I love your music. It speaks to like a good vibe, Tommy. Good vibe.
Thank you. I got Randy on drums on one.
Wow.
He sent me a couple of videos of his band. Yeah, it's pretty good too, actually. Yeah,
Well, that's awesome.
it is awesome. Yep, yeah, it is. Yep, and there's her link right there. If you have
Yeah,
not
thank you
subbed to
guys.
1111 True Crime, make sure you sub up. And yeah, we
Hold,
thank you.
hold on, Tommy. I'm going to get off chat for a minute, but we're about to hit 25,000. We were like 39 away. And I just want to thank you because you personally have sent so many people my way. And people come over and they're like, Tommy sent me. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, no problem at all. Yep.
And I try to do the same. I send them over. And
Yep,
I
I
think,
know you. I heard you. I heard you. And then I go in. I get to go in sometimes and look around. I try to keep up with all the videos, and sometimes I get behind. Like right now, I think I'm one behind. I think on everybody. I'll get to that later tonight. But yeah, I try to
well,
catch everybody's.
I want to say thank you so much. I'm about to check out, but thank you for this
Okay.
opportunity. And I
Thank
invite
you.
you, anytime that you would like to come over on my channel, I can get you the phone number and you can call in and your voice is nice and clear on that. And we can have a conversation over there. I would love
All right.
that.
Yeah, sounds good, girl.
Well,
Yeah,
we got
I will
each
do.
other's emails. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. All right. Take care, girl. Well, I
Thank you.
love
Love
you.
you guys. Love you to the moon
Yep.
and back. Bye.
Yep. Take care. There. All right. A night with 1111 True Crime. What's everybody think about the theory? I'd like to hear. It was hard for me to look at chat and, pay attention to what she was all saying. So I'd like to know what everybody was saying here if I can. Well, I got to scroll up a ways. So. Yeah, that's a heck of a, and that's why I wanted her on here was to discuss that theory because it's a really sound theory. And what she didn't get into, which I'm going to play right now, is the last few minutes of the 19-minute thing. I think this is the one, and let's see if I can find this here. Okay, she goes through the 4chan stuff. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I might have to let it play. Okay. I'll just let it play from about here, and we'll see if it's in there. Okay, why do I not have no sound?
This adds everything up. It adds up why there would be no evidence outside the house, but there's blood running down the side of the house, right? There probably was evidence on the outside of the house. There are 3 male unknown DNAs that they will not test. How do they know they're male unless they tested them? So they damn sure know there's something they don't want to talk about because they wouldn't know they were male if they didn't run a test. No, love, nothing's wrong with Jack and Lucky. There's a guy walking his big dog. Hey, Lord help me. Listen, Sigma Chi Guy is writing this. Schizo Frats sees David did this. The Davids did this. Loach, mad skills with lacrosse and Brett House and being princess, points out Robin Davis Ducksworth. I'm just going to ask
There's
you
a
guys
place
something.
on here, and I'm trying to find it, where it talks about the minutes, and it nails it down. I should have asked her when she was here to explain that, because I'm not finding it now, and I know it's there. I think it was towards the end. Let me see. I'm going to check the beginning now, just in case. No, it's over this way, I do believe.
Give a flying fluck about the DNA outside, or they would have found the glove that Mr. McDonut found, right? They would have.
Well, here it is. In a nutshell, you have 19 minutes, and you have the phone call ending at 2:52. And if you take it and add and things up, it comes out to 3:12. And what do you got at 3:12? You have them running by, going back to Sigma Chi. So if you take the phone call ending and add 1 minute on, I just add a minute on, and then 19 minutes is 3 minutes and 12 seconds, or 3:12, not 3 minutes and 12 seconds, but 3:12 as it comes out to be, and they're running by at 3:12 towards Sigma Chi. So it does match what she's saying. It does match what she's saying. And I think that's important. I really do. And her, we do have a difference in the whole Linda Lane thing, and I think you all know that. And because I do believe that Zana and Ethan were taken out at Linda Lane, and then they went over to the house afterwards. But either way, the 19 minutes is very, very, very telling. But anyway, that's the show for tonight, and I love you guys dearly, and I hope you had a good time listening to 1111 True Crime, and we'll have her back at some point in time, and I hope you all have a great weekend. What am I tomorrow? I don't know if I got somebody coming over from Grand Forks tomorrow to do some jamming, so I don't think I'm going to be on tomorrow. So, yeah. But my subs, you are my heart, and my mods are my soul. And until next time, rock and roll.
the new stuff. This is the real stuff. I go dancing in. We go dancing in. Won't you show for me? Show for me. I will show for you. Show for you. Won't you show for me? Show for me. I will show for you. Yeah. Won't you show for me? Yeah. I'm gonna feel that power. I'm gonna feel that rhythm. Yeah. Show for me.
It's early morning, the sun comes out. The snap wall shaking, I'm breathing loud. My cat is purring, it scratches my skin. So what is wrong with my skin? The bitch is hungry, she needs to tell. So give her inches or fit her well. Well, days to come now, places to go. I've got all in somewhere to shine. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. My body's burning, it starts to shout. Desire's coming, it breaks so loud. Lust is engages, two storm breaks through. Just have to make it. Someone to choose. Night is calling, I have to go. The wolf is hungry, he wants the dog. He's licking his lips, he's ready to win. On the hunt tonight for love and pursuit. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. 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 It's early morning, the sun comes out. The snap wall shaking, I'm breathing loud. My gut is burning, it scratches my skin. So what is wrong with everything? The night is calling, I have to go. The wolf is hungry, he runs his show. He's licking his lips, he's ready to win. On the hunt tonight for love and pursuit. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am. knocking around your door. In the still of the night, I feel my heart being heavy. Tell me I gotta have more. In the shadow night, I see the full moon rise. Tell me what's in store. My heart is start aching, my body starts shaking, and I can't take no more. Close to you and taste your love so sweet. And I just wanna make love to you, feel your body heat in the still of the night.